Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business. I'm Alfonso Santinello. This is Corey.
Hi.
Today we're shooting at the Big Art Center in Springfield, who are letting us shoot the episode here. Great nonprofit, bringing back the arts in Springfield. This week's guest co-hosts are Tom Fox and Jess Steininger. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Jessica Steininger, and I work in supply chain at Lego Systems in Medfield, Connecticut, and I also just finished cosmetology school, so I will soon be a licensed hairdresser. And I also sing for weddings and other events, so I kind of do a lot of things in the area.
Great.
I'm Thomas Fox. I'm the Community Outreach Director of Cambridge Credit Counseling at Agawam, and we provide financial literacy to the community and nationwide. Have a radio show, Money America, on WAIC 91.9, Sunday nights at 7 p.m., if anybody wants to listen in. And I'm on the Board of Junior Achievement of Western Massachusetts, where we try to get financial literacy education out to the youth in all throughout the Pioneer Valley.
Great. So let's just go right into the hot topics. So right into Old Spice. The big marketing, social media, they're everywhere now, all over Facebook. They got 1,000% increase in Twitter followers, 600,000 people on Facebook. A former NFL player, Isaiah Mustafa, from The Lion King. He used to be an ex-NFL player. He bounced around with 4 or 5 different teams. Which means he wasn't that great, and he got this gig, and now he's associated himself with Ellen DeGeneres, Demi Moore, Christina Applegate, Alyssa Milan, who are all helping promote himself, and which is kind of crazy. Commercials are funny though.
So Old Spice is reinventing themselves? Is that what?
I don't know if there's. I guess, but I think this ad, they just wanted an ad to interact with customers and consumers, and that's what the whole point was, and then that's how it got into the whole social media part, and it kind of just blew up overnight. The first one was launched during the Super Bowl in February, and then they just kept making them over. It was just a big hit, and 13 million views on YouTube.
So you're using Old Spice now?
Me? No. I'm not 50 years old yet.
I think the thing that really got people really interested in it and has picked up so much, made so much impact in the media is because people would tweet something about, a question that they had for the Old Spice guy, and then within minutes they had writers that were there right on the spot, ready to write something, and he would just go right on camera. They had a table of props, and he would just grab something and just right there with these, really funny, quick little outrageous things, comebacks to what famous people were saying and just regular people. So you got an instant response from him.
Yeah, well, it was great. It's he didn't answer back in tweet, he answered it back in the YouTube format. So
right.
He was in character, not just sending a message, he answered back in video, which was kind of cool because it kind of kept the conversation going, but they got to see the character as they see in the commercials answer.
The challenge that they're going to have is to monetize the success that they've had with the program.
Mm-hmm.
It's the social media ROI is still very difficult to determine. One of the few companies that's actually done a really good job is Dell. Dell has turned their Twitter page into generating $6.5 million each year. Not a tremendous amount of money for Dell, but still
for me, that's I'm done working for life.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with $6.50 on Twitter page.
I'll be happy with the Big Mac.
Yeah.
So.
But that's the challenge now. Going into the campaign, Old Spice has been down, I believe it was 7% in sales, even after the Super Bowl commercial. So the challenge now, they're trying to obviously take social media and use what a lot of other people are doing, trying to generate that success. But the challenge so far has been with social media is how do you translate that? They have a really good, some of the commercials that you see, one of the biggest problems is you don't retain. You say, wow, that's a really funny commercial. What was it for? And you're like, I have no idea,
yeah,
but it was funny, you know what I mean? The challenge is with Old Spice now, yes, they have a really funny commercial. They have people, and they have brand recognition from it, which is tremendous. The next challenge is, how do you turn that into sales?
I think right now, they're just associated with kind of the older generation. I think right now, especially with social media, there's a lot more, the younger crowd, I think they're getting more into the Old Spice. Maybe it's not going to happen right away, but maybe you'll see a slow increase in their sales, little by little.
But if you notice too, they didn't promote their cologne really. They really talked about
the body wash.
The body
There
wash.
might be different product lines down the line and kind
Yeah,
of
they're
just.
focusing on one aspect of their brand, which is smart, because I don't know any 18 to 34-year-olds that really want to splash on Old Spice.
No.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't even know they still made the clone until we were talking about it
Yeah.
before. So.
Any
They're
more
creating
greens
that
you could
buzz.
probably buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're creating the buzz, and now how do you make that buzz turn into money?
Well, when you start making money, we'll do another little segment on you. So, on to PayPal. They're now adding 1 million new accounts per month. PayPal is under eBay. eBay sales are still not as high and they're dropping, but PayPal has been kind of helping eBay stay up on the market, where they gained. eBay generated 2.21.5 million in revenue during Q2, an increase of 6%. They're still losing money though. It says in the article. I got it from Mashable, and I actually don't have a PayPal account yet.
I do. You
I
don't?
don't know. I've never really got comfortable paying anything online, but now I gotta start getting everything registered.
I don't use it for eBay though. I use it for Amazon, or sometimes when you purchase things through a website, you can choose to use PayPal instead of entering in a new credit card, and PayPal just holds my credit card information,
Oh, okay.
so I can just use that.
Oh, that makes
The other
sense.
good thing with PayPal too is you can have it set up to your savings account or checking account or any mutual fund account, and you can have it take directly out of there as well. So you can set up that way. Something that they had was really good, but they got rid of, was it was an auto credit card number generator. For some legal aspects, they got rid of it. You used to be able to generate a credit card number from it, so it looked like you were using a Visa card or a MasterCard, even though you were taking the money directly out of your savings account. But there was some legal aspects, and they discontinued it, which was a really great service for some people, because they didn't. Technology, just about a year and a half ago, technology wasn't where it needed to be. But now, like you're saying, you can fill it up with just about anything and use it on just about every site, especially if they've got 1 million new accounts a month. That's going to make retailers and others listen. Okay, listen, I've got to incorporate PayPal some way in order to put that into my offerings.
It's ease of access, or ease of usability for me, because if I'm somewhere that I don't have my credit card on me, like, I don't want to say at work, but not that I really have work.
Just don't show this to your
I can just type in
customers.
my PayPal password, and then it just does it automatically for me, so I don't have to choose.
I wonder if they could start using, like, you go into stores and just like kind of punch in like a PayPal code, so you don't have to bring your card.
Well, that's going to be
Eventually, maybe.
the mobile advertising where a lot of people think it's moving to. I forget the name of the scans, but the new barcode scans, they
Yeah,
look
the
kind of
Q-
funky. Yeah.
The QRC code.
QR code, yeah.
Yeah, QR code. One Leslie Lambert uses for real estate. What's up, Leslie?
It's the 2D barcode.
Yeah,
that you
they're
can
trying to
scan in.
incorporate that now, where you'll be able to hold that in front of your purchase, or read it from your phone, and automatically charge your PayPal account. So basically, you don't need to carry a credit card. You don't need to carry cash, almost, in a sense.
Yeah.
So if they get that up and running.
I never have cash on me, ever.
Yeah, I don't like using cards
Live
all the
on
time.
plastic.
Anyway, on to the next topic. Apple, their issues with the iPhone 4, big issue, controversy-ish. If they say they're handing out new covers for all the iPhones now because of the antenna problems. I'm still going to get an iPhone come September for my birthday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My birthday's September 6th. My birthday's September 6th. I want the iPhone in black. I don't know.
I'm not getting you a present.
Sorry, you can just take me out for a drink. The CEO, Steve Jobs, apologized for any dissatisfaction with the iPhone 4, but they're saying the service is the same as the 3GS. iPhone 4 is dropping calls a little more frequently, but it's less than one additional drop per call per 100. So it's not. I think people are just kind of blowing it out of proportion. It's a new phone. Give it a couple months, they'll fix it. Apple always fixes any issues that they have. They're good with that.
So it's the phone, it's not the service?
Well, I'm not a fan of AT&T anyway, but I'm a fan of the iPhone, so I gotta, can't win. It's not a win-win, but AT&T's, I guess their service is getting a little better. I know a bunch of people that have the iPhone that don't have any issues with service. I think the article said it was the software in the iPhone that was causing the issue of drop calls.
the Consumer Reports actually did a full-blown review of it, and they said it's not the service at all, it's the phone.
Yeah.
It's a hardware issue, so it's the phone. So you have Consumer Reports saying that they're not going to back the iPhone whatsoever. They don't recommend it at all. And Consumer Reports is like, yeah, it's the gold seal for products. And now Apple, which is one of the biggest companies in the world, can't get a gold seal from one of the Consumer Reports. And the reason I said I'm sorry to hear about the iPhone that you're going to be getting for your birthday. Someone
you're getting me
that
for...
I'm not.
Oh.
I wouldn't give Steve Jobs a nickel, let alone. But the issue comes down to this. Apple built their business model around perceived obsolescence.
Mm-hmm.
That basically means you think you need to get something new. Honestly, when the first iPhone came out a couple of years ago, the next version came out 9 months later.
Yeah.
So after everybody waited in line for 4 days and lost teeth while they didn't brush it, they just stood out there and all the elements, they came out with a new phone. Great, here's another $500 you have to spend. Apple basically is just pumping out products left and right. But the challenge comes like this. You said you work in the supply chain. You know, when you set up that whole supply chain, when you put out a new product, that's a whole new project management process. There are checks and balances all throughout that process to see where problems are. Now, it's feasible because it's happened in the past, Ford Pinto being one of the biggest cases of somebody saying, well, we can fix it, but it's going to cost us $80 jillion, so we're saying, well, we're not going to fix it, we'll wait till aftermarket. That could be what Apple did, and I'm suspect of that just because of Steve Jobs' first response to the problem. Someone said, you know, well, when I hold the phone like this, it cuts out. And he goes, well, don't hold the phone like that. And that's like going to the doctor and saying, Doc, it hurts when I do this. And
don't do that.
Great, thanks for letting me
true.
spend $500 on this phone that kind of drops calls every time I touch the lower left-hand corner. So I don't know, I that's been a lot. And even with, you know, their other, I mean, it's great for editing, things like that. I mean, you know, Windows can't really touch the application processes with Apple. But, you know, when we got an iPad now, and I don't even know what's going to be next, you know, the iMask or who knows what the heck.
There was a website that was kind of poking fun. It was like iPad, and then it went to iTable, where it was like the whole table was like touchscreen. Then it went to iRug, where the rug was like, you know, one of those like dancing floors from, what was it, that John Travolta movie, you know, you touch and it just lit up, and it was just funny. I don't remember the website name.
They're working on a mirror like that, though. It's not Apple, though. It's another, it's basically... they were saying in the morning, the studies show that most people spend their time in front of the mirror. You know, got to get ready, brush your teeth and everything. So they made an interactive mirror. So it has, you can get the news and everything else. You can access your documents. It's in prototype stages right now, but they said probably by the early part of next year, you'll be able to install it in your bathroom. And I don't know if I want to be shaving, and the next thing you know, it's a video conference.
And just start calling yourself.
Or trimming the nose hair or something. Like, hey, sorry. They're calling back in 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to look at anybody first thing in the morning.
I'd like it to say, like, so you think that looks good? Why don't you go back in?
I don't think so. I'm a little heavy on the eye makeup this morning. Were you out late?
With iPhone 4, one of the features it has is the whole Skyping. You can video chat like face to face, and I guess the Skype, it stays on when you know, log off or you go and switch into another app on the phone. And I don't think I want people knowing, you know, it's kind of like a butt dial. Like, you don't know like what they're going to be saying. You know, it's like just in the background. You can be talking crap about someone. And
You don't ever do that, Al.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, but I don't think that it stays.
Way to throw me right under the bus.
I don't think it stays on, but I think it's the application is still running, so you can accept calls, because if you would log off, then if somebody tried to call you, it would show that you're not on and able to accept calls.
Especially with the touch phones and with guys who just throw it in their back pocket and the whole butt dial thing, and you know, when someone calls you, you don't know that they're calling you. You just hit on, and you kind of know, like, what if you slip a fart? It's like you're farting right on the iPhone, and you hear it. Like,
yeah, but doesn't it? The iPhone locks, and then you have to slide it over. I mean, does your butt cheek have the capability to slide in order to unlock the phone, so you can? I don't know. I don't have an iPhone, and I don't put it in my back pocket, so I don't have the problem with butt dialing, and I don't know what that really is with the iPhone.
If your butt can dial, that's like a whole new reality show.
Exactly.
all right, so we'll go on to the next topic. Is Facebook. They got 500 million users. They just hit. Steve Jobs, they're actually coming out with a Facebook movie called The Network, The Social Network, I think it's called.
Come on, seriously?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake's in it. So you know all the teeny boppers will be going to see it.
Yeah, but he's like, how old is he now? He's
40.
Like 40?
I don't know, 30. I know he's older than me. I don't know. But yeah, they're coming out with the Facebook movie. Whatever. But now they're saying there's spams out on Facebook that they need to be aware of, everyone. There's a Coca-Cola Facebook scam. Promise to reveal the truth about Coca-Cola, so don't click on that, don't listen to that. And then there's another one, and this is the message, I'm reading it off. It says, OMG, that stands for oh my god for the people that don't know. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't be watching this. Guys, you have to see this. This mother went to jail for taking this pic of her son. It has a link to a page that shows you sharing a story with Facebook friends. Don't click on that. It's another big spam. There's more and more spam going on. They're sending it through instant messages too now. Like the instant message on Facebook, there's spam going through that now too, which is a pain. That's why I just completely turn that off and don't really use it.
Well, Facebook is, I think that their user base has grown, but the activity that the users are contributing to is kind of at a plateau right now, so they're coming out with all these new things, and I think that's one of the next things we're going to talk about is the Ford.
Yeah, Ford, instead of doing the auto show, revealing their car at the auto show, they're revealing it on Facebook. They created a Facebook fan page for the 2011 Explorer, which is a whole new look, whole new everything, and they're going to post videos or YouTube videos every now and then to promote for the new car. And Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs will obviously be hosting it. He does everything for Ford. With
everything for
Everyone.
everything.
I know.
Ridiculous. If you put on TLC, is it TLC? I think. He's on
Discovery
TLC.
Channel. Discovery Channel.
He like is the voiceover for shows. He has his own show. He's in commercials. Like, where did they discover him? Why can't they discover Corey Bergeron?
Well, this is your first step, so.
But he also has that like manly, like, you know, the Old Spice guy, you know, he's like manly, he's attractive, he's rugged. Well, and he's funny.
Mike Rowe just has a crush on you. I think that's a good marketing tool. They're kind of going to things with the Old Spice, kind of using social media to promote. Ford sales have been going up in the past year alone. They've been their cars and their quality have been getting a lot better, especially with the whole Toyota thing and the backlash through that. More people are more so going with Ford, and their cars are looking better.
Ford is doing it the right way, though. I've talked to some people locally that are actually damaging their marketing plan because they're walking away from traditional marketing like print and television and just leveraging everything on social media. While social media is important, it's basically another table of the legs. So you had print, media, and now, and then radio. So the fourth leg of that table, that marketing table, is social media.
They shouldn't get rid of all the rest of them.
Yeah, you can't really tell. And Ford's doing something smart. They're trying to push it in, but it's kind of scary because these new cars that Ford are putting out, are going to have voice recognition, and basically you're going to be able to tweet while you're driving.
Oh God.
And honestly, I don't like people getting on the rotary to begin with. That's a big circular death, especially off of 57, where everybody's doing 75 miles an hour. And
I almost got a car accident yesterday.
That's optional. And now wait a minute, I got to send a tweet. I'm getting off 57 at 150 miles an hour, talking it to and then the car gets it wrong.
OMG, I just got in a car accident.
OMG. Just hit a Stady. OMG.
That's a little ridiculous.
It is, it is what it is, and obviously that's where the marketplace is going. A lot of people want to be connected. Twitter is still not as big as it could be with the base. You're talking about Facebook earlier. 50% of Facebook users log in each and every day, which is tremendous. The average Facebook user spends about 9 hours a month on Facebook, and that's huge for marketing. And that's why all these applications and everything else are in place, because all that does is cull our information. The logic with Facebook going forward is what they're trying to do is say, listen, they know bikini season. I was reading this somewhere, I forget where it was, so I'm not going to cite it correctly. But they said they want to basically say bikini season's coming up in 2 months. So before women even start to think about it, they're going to start directing advertising towards those people that indicate they like the beach or, hey, I'm going to shop a bikini. They're going to look through all your status updates, all your information, and deliver advertising to you. Instead of you trying to find products and services, these are going to come delivered to your box. And I think this is where some of the challenges are with the Facebook privacy. Their customer service rating is abysmal. It's less, out of a scale of 100, they got written up at like a 66, which is fairly negative. So it all depends on what they do and try to keep people on the site. It's a challenge right now. They are, and I believe, what was it, 60% of the users are not even in the United States for Facebook or something?
Yeah,
I saw that somewhere.
Well, I mean, most of the users are in America, but I mean, this other 60% are just scattered the rest of the world. But
40%.
yeah,
Is it 40%?
is it
No.
60?
60% of the users are outside the United
Yeah,
States, if
outside
I'm
the
not
United
mistaken.
States. Yeah. You want to get quick and famous, listen, and then speak.
Oh.
All right.
That's
Well,
how you for the rest of the show.
all right. Well,
No, but I just wanted to point out that companies do need to take the avenue of social media, but they also need to stick to the traditional ways to reach their consumers.
They do, and then the other challenge with it is a lot of people now, especially the older school business people, are like, all right, well, where's the return on investment? Where's my ROI? And with social media right now, it's been difficult to show that number. So that's where the challenge is. And the other thing about social media too, which is somewhat better than TV and radio, you have the immediate ability to stave off any kind of negative response. You can turn that negative into positive. I bought a car recently, and I'll tell the story because I like the story. If you don't mind, I got time.
Go right ahead.
So I'm not going to name the dealership. Basically, I got my car, and it's silver. I get the title to the car, and it says it's green. So I call back the dealership, and I go, my car just got the title. It said it's green, and my salesperson was, well, it is green. I said, oh, okay. I said, you know what, you're right. If I park it directly under a neon green sign, the car is green. But any other time, it's silver. And so I tweeted about it, and I mentioned the brand name, and I mentioned the dealership. And 10 minutes later, I got a call from the manager of the dealership. I'm really sorry you're having a problem. What can we do to make it better? I mean, there's a really big opportunity for businesses out there right now to capitalize on taking those negatives and turning them into positives with social media. But you have to be involved in it. So it has to be a portion of your marketing plan.
That's what it is.
Social media is all engagement. If you're going to put out there just tweets every day about, hey, come down to my bakery or whatever it is, you're not engaging people. You're not, and a lot of folks on Twitter are doing it, especially in Western Mass. I mean, I network with a lot of personal finance professionals around the country, and they're basically just promoting their blog. But people in Western Mass, at least what I've seen, the network that's created around here is very interactive and very open to help other businesses in the area succeed.
Yeah.
So if you're not using social media in Western Mass, obviously you need to.
Yeah.
I would start to follow. You want to give your Twitter handle?
I am _Alfonso. That's who I am. Corey's Corey and V. Jess is not on Twitter?
No.
Not yet. We'll get her on.
You got to get on Twitter.
I guess so.
It's a cool little thing. Corey actually hasn't used it in a while. You need to.
I've increased my activity since the last episode.
However, it was only one time. But we'll talk later. All right, well that's it for Hot Topics. Next up, Tom will go over an article he wrote Business West and my interview with Brian Hale from the Big Art Center.
I'm Thomas Fox from Cambridge Credit Counseling Corporation, and recently we had submitted an article to Business West addressing a lot of the challenges that we're having in the economy today. Obviously, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and we don't know when a lot of those jobs are coming back, primarily because the manufacturing base in the country is debilitated. A lot of jobs have been offshored, and to be honest, a lot of those incomes are supported, are much less to support than American incomes. But the challenge still remains for businesses right now with employees that they can't really do much for. Profits are down. Small business lending is almost non-existent. I mean, there are new things that are happening for small businesses to get to increase their infrastructure, but the challenge remains. How do you give someone a raise when you don't have the money to do it? And that's where a lot of employees are having difficulties right now. They're very thankful to have a job. I mean, our unemployment rate in the country is abysmal. We have about 16 million unemployed. We have another 15 million or so underemployed individuals. That means someone was making $80,000 a year, now they're making $45,000, still trying to make ends meet. And the local economy in Springfield, we have an unemployment rate of about 12%. So there are some real challenges, but there are other challenges for employees that employers may not realize and also may not realize how it affects them. There's been several studies that have been done in regards to someone's personal finances and how it affects their morale, especially in the workplace. Many businesses, and even I was kind of shocked to learn that there's roughly 25 billion Americans that can be described as depressed because of their finances. It's about 30% of the workforce. That translates to significant losses for businesses because people are basically not as motivated when they have financial challenges. The study that came out, and it was a couple of years ago by Thomas Garman, and this was before the recession, which is even kind of scarier, was that each employee that was depressed because of the finances resulted in a direct loss of $7,000 to the organization. Across the nation, that translates to $210 billion that is lost in productivity because of people being upset about not being able to make their credit card payments or having challenges making their monthly mortgage payment. What businesses can do in lieu of trying to give raises that they really don't have the funding to do is really have people come in and work with their workforce to educate them on personal finance. Cambridge Credit Counseling is one such organization, but there's plenty of other nonprofit organizations, credit counseling organizations throughout the country that can help businesses out and achieve this. One of the benefits here is roughly 95% of the people that we talk to at Cambridge Credit Counseling, thousands of people a month, don't have a simple budget in place. So they really don't know how things stack up against their income versus their expenses. By giving some basic tools just to understand how to create a budget and understand some different things about how credit works, employers can help to increase productivity by basically quelling their employees' fears about their finances themselves. And let's be honest, I mean, if someone's lasted this long at their employer through the recession and everything else, they've made it through all the turbulent times, businesses will be picking up. But it's just how quick will they pick up? And there's a lot of factors in the economy we have to weigh before salaries increase and before maybe even some hiring starts. So one of the best things that a business can do right now is understand that they are losing money because of lack of productivity, because of these challenges, foreclosures, credit card debt. Student loan debt is another one that's increasing as well in our country. So businesses would do themselves probably a great service by reaching out to one of the many nonprofit credit counseling agencies in the country and working with them to come in and do some sort of brown bag lunch or any kind of speaking event, really to motivate employees to basically get a handle on their finances. If you want a return on your investment, it's probably one of the easiest ways to do it. Thank you very much.